Hi, I'm David Stover. I'm the president of Oxford University Press in Canada. Oxford publishes in a lot of areas. We publish higher education textbooks, we publish trade books, we publish ESL books, and we have a large and growing list of school books. In fact, we've been publishing school textbooks here in Canada since the 1920s. These days we're involved in an exciting new project meant to bring Shakespeare to a new generation of readers. We call it the Oxford Next Shakespeare Project. And what these books are graphic novels meant to make Shakespeare come alive for this new generation of 21st century high school students. Shakespeare is timeless. The themes, the ideas, the characters have lived for centuries and no doubt will live for centuries and centuries more. But the language of Shakespeare is sometimes difficult for modern readers, certainly difficult enough for me. And high school teachers are finding it's harder and harder to get students into Shakespeare because of that language barrier. Quite simply, we don't talk the same way that people in Shakespeare's time did. And because of that, a barrier has now arisen between Shakespeare and us. One way around that barrier is to make use of new ways of presenting material both in print and online. And the Oxford Shakespeare Project is a first attempt in that new direction. Working with one of the leading publishers of graphic novels in the UK, we've now produced 3 different versions of some of the key plays that are taught in high school. Macbeth is a play you may have taken in high school. I remember taking it myself in grade 10 and struggling with the language and struggling to make clear what Shakespeare meant. These days, if you use the Oxford Shakespeare Project, you can read Macbeth in 3 different versions. The original text, which actually has the full play script of the original play, and it matches the version that's in our Oxford School Shakespeare. Then there's a quick text version, which again uses Shakespeare's language, but cuts it down a bit, makes it shorter and more concise. The illustrations inside are exactly the same, and the pages are laid out the same way. And then finally, there's a modern text version, which is essentially a translation of Shakespeare's language into a 21st century idiom. The idea is that teachers can choose which version to use in their class, or they can use all 3 versions, so that students who are struggling, say, with the original text can take a look at the modern text to figure out what the meaning is, and then return to the original text with a better understanding of what's going on. What we hope is that this project will make the works of what many consider to be the greatest dramatist and playwright of all time accessible to a new generation of readers. If you have comments on this or anything else we do here at Oxford, we'd love to hear from you. Email me at info.canada@oup.com.